Hello YouTubers, welcome back to another Tesla vlog with me, Adam Well Informed. Firstly, I'd like to apologise yet again for not posting my weekly video. Last week, in a way, I did sort of miss doing that video. Reporting back to you guys, there was actually quite a bit of car activity that I wanted to share with you in all honesty. So this video is going to be an awesome mix-up of all sorts of information, such as the insane efficiency that I got driving to and from Whitby last weekend, and how I managed to, or how I'm trying to fix some minor damage on my car. Those that have followed my journey from the start may recall that I've always said the furthest I would drive my car was probably to Whitby in the northeast coast of England, and this statement is purely based on the last few years of driving and not range limited. For reference, Whitby is like 160 odd miles away from me, so well within the remit of the Tesla Model 3 SR Plus range, but the charging network around the moors and Whitby is particularly thin. There's work to be done there for sure by Tesla and by third parties. Well, I took that trip with my family last weekend, even took my microphone, laptop, etc. with full intentions of finishing the editing and doing the audio, etc. at night when the kids were asleep. But the outcome was far from expectation, and let's just say this year really got to me. And whilst I didn't actually record the road trip this time around like I had done previously, I was massively impressed with the efficiency figures that I got. So I took some photos, uploaded them to Instagram and Twitter, but mainly I've kept them for this actual video. But that's not all. I also had a visit to a service centre this week, and I got to try a Model S P90D for the first time. So naturally, I've taken separate footage of that, and I'll share my experience with you in a different video. But all of this wasn't actually meant to be part of this video. In fact, the video I had planned sort of didn't actually go to plan, and I'll tell you all about that together with everything else, including my incoming car amendments and purchases. So lots to talk about this week. Just touching on the efficiency figures that I actually got on my recent road trip, I planned to stop off at the nearest supercharger, which was in Leeds, charged back to 100% so I had enough charge to get to Whitby and back, including just general errand time. Despite having a car full of luggage and aero caps, I managed to achieve 212 watt-hour miles from Leicester to Leeds supercharger. The car even had predicted I'd reach destination with 40% charge, but we blew it out of the water and got there at 51%. I didn't compromise on speed to get there. We got to our destination as quick as we could and safely. To those not familiar with electric cars, just by arriving at the destination with 10% extra charge, that then means less charging. So roughly speaking, at 212 watt-hour miles and benchmarking against a 50 kilowatt-hour available battery capacity, we could roughly pull out 236 miles at highway speeds, AC on, no arrows, and additional weight in the car. And I was quite happy with that, but it gets even better on two accounts. Whilst I was there, I did a 3-mile drive to a pub in some village, and it must have been at the top of a hill because I consumed around 50 watt-hour miles to cover 3 miles. That's all because of regen braking. In a nice car, you don't have the luxury of recuperating that energy. It's lost during braking. I mean, you can coast, but that's not only dangerous, the engine is still operating, so it's still burning fuel. You just can't compare the difference, really. One last point on efficiency over a long trip. On my way back from the service centre, I made a conscious effort to get the best efficiency I could without the aero caps, limited luggage, and still with the AC on. I didn't want to properly hypermill it, as it's no fun driving with no climate control in place. However, the figure that I got at the end of that run blew the above number out of the park. But I'm going to save that figure for the Model S review comparison next week. So if you want to know what that juicy figure was, don't miss out on next week's video. Moving on to my service centre visit, this was actually scheduled for July, but it got moved backwards to August due to the pandemic. The service scheduled wasn't actually instigated by myself, but rather a recall. Faulty brake caliper bolts needed to be checked and replaced, if applicable. I got an email out of the blue saying Tesla wanted to check vehicles between December 2018 and March 2021 in this fault, and mobile service could attend a home visit for this recall, so I booked it on the app in just a few minutes. However, I was pretty shocked when I found out that the mobile service appointment was not scheduled. Having spoken to Tesla on the phone, I was informed of a second recall, and that one required a garage visit, so they did both the recalls together, which made sense in my eyes. The second inspection was replacing the heat pump sensors, and I've seen people on Twitter report of an issue with a notification that prompts an issue with the heat pump, and subsequently the car demands a service. So this sensor replacement is probably just a precautionary measure again, just so I don't get that notification. I also had the opportunity to get a courtesy car, so I absolutely did that, and they gave me the Model S P90D, which was a very interesting car, and I had some funny, potentially embarrassing moments with it too, so I'll share that in a dedicated video. Overall, the service went to plan, apart from being told my service was finished like an hour before closing, so I couldn't pick it up on the same day, so then I had to pick it up the following day. I think driving in and out of Birmingham was way more stressful than it needs to be. I think I made a mistake on every drive there and back that I did, and the clean air zone stumped me. I thought it would be a very bureaucratic procedure, and I wasn't made aware of it until I actually got there. But apparently it just runs off your number plate, so there's no additional work for the driver or any payment. There's no payment required either, which I quite like. If you've got the technology to, pick that up just from the number plate, you might as well use it, just for the whole simplicity of it. No one wants to be going online just for not to actually have to pay for something. I think on the London congestion charge, the way that works is you have to set up an account, pay a £10 setup fee, and then you get it free, there onwards. But if this can be simple, just as picking up the number plate and you're free to go without any further additional work, then why not have that in place? So before I get started talking about changes to my car and the wheels, please remember to support my channel by hitting the like, subscribe button, notification bell. Just a quick gesture really helps me out if you enjoy Tesla content like this. So this whole video was originally supposed to be about how I plan to fix my Kerb Rash at home. It's way beyond my comfort zone, but it sort of looked achievable. So I give it a try, and I managed to get the car cleaned in advance of the work required. I completed a couple of scuffs on the video before the rain came and then ruined the rest of the video. I had just covered the basics to A, build my confidence in the process, but B, cover the difference in the levels of severity that you could get. Looking over what I'd done, it looked pretty good from a distance, and if you're directly looking at it from 1 foot away, you may notice the minor gouge in the rim. I do have some putty that I might try on that minor part, but mostly I'm saving that for the worst part of the wheel, where some of the gouges are more severe. So once the weather behaves, I'll show you everything that I've done, and here's some shots of what I've actually done so far. So hopefully you'll agree with me that you can't really tell, especially if you're not looking at it in particular, and if you're 6 feet back or whatever. Once these are repaired, I will have a follow-up project planned to protect them going forwards. I'm hoping to get the same or a similar sort of look, and the idea that I've got should be pretty interesting if I can pull it off. I've also got a bonus little addition for the wheels as well. I got some Tesla branded valve caps for my birthday, and I'm hoping to add them on as soon as the wheels will get sorted. It's just a small subtle little addition there. The second addition to the car that I want to add is mud flaps. I've had 4 mud flaps since last Christmas. These were a gift from a friend of mine, and it will help with some stone chips, etc., particularly around the rear of the car. As you can see, the paintwork is holding up pretty well around the arches, and there's no real paint concerns at all, but I really don't understand why there is paintwork around this edge towards the back of the wheel arch. I feel like it's just inviting a chip to be made, so I want to add a mud flap here, just mainly from a preventative nature. At the moment I have the OEM Tesla mud flaps on the front without the extension, and they seem to do a decent job. I do get some junk in the inside it, but it's nothing a jet wash can't fix. Fitting the new ones looks reasonably straightforward too. I understand that there are some clips around that should help you screw it on. Hopefully all idiot proof, but I'll soon find out. Third addition is the screen protector. I've been saying I need to do this for a long time, and I've only had my eyes on one screen protector. It's the most expensive one, but it lines up perfectly, and it will look really neat when applied. For that reason, I think it'll be worth every penny. The screen is already becoming a bit of fingerprint show. And when you get a dark screen, for example when you boot Netflix, it can reveal your dirty secret. Well, maybe not your worst, but if I put it that way, it's still a bad habit, and I don't want to keep a microfiber cloth around to clean the screen every other day. So I'm hoping the protector will help the screen stay clean, but give it that necessary protection it needs. The kids also want to start interacting with the screen a bit more, and there have been some times where I myself have caught the lower left corner of the screen when reaching for something like my camera tripod and the passenger footwell. If you're in the US or you have a left-hand drive car, this will be the lower right-hand corner of the screen. And whilst it's been fine, it's lived through all my encounters, spending a little bit extra in the protector could save a lot of money and not look out of place if I get this particular brand. So the next addition that I got planned is the number plate change, and I've mentioned this before in a few videos back, but on this occasion I know I'll be doing it around my insurance renewal, which is December time. My wife has a private plate and I'd like one of them stick-on plates for the front of the car. The default plate holder does its job just fine, but just looking at it, it looks bulky, and I reckon it probably affects the airflow, but only you know, minuscule amount, but still. Having a flat sticker type will bring out the neat lines in the front of the car, plus I'm hoping it will have a minor area difference, but that's not that's not the purpose of this. I just want it to look neater and cleaner from the front to give the car that real clean aesthetic look it was originally designed as. The rear plate I'm not too fussed about, it's just the front that can be improved. Those that have done this before, let me know any tips that you have for application, because I've heard them screw holes underneath the plate can be a bit of a pain dealing with. I was hoping to just block it off with some blue tack or something, but I'm open to ideas from those that have already done it. I might even have to put a tape frame around the bumper as a guide, just to ensure that the plate, is straight, because I hear also the alignment of the actual stick plate can be a bit of a pain too. So I've given you, so there should be hopefully plenty of time for you guys to let me know your tips. I'm holding off until December because I refuse to pay that admin fee to just change the plate on my insurance policy. Might be a bit petty, but I can wait until my renewal. Fifth and final project has begun, but it has to stay in the wraps for now. I'm working on a tool that is really going to make a difference for those considering EV vehicles. If it helps transition just one customer, I know it's done its job. So as soon as this awesome tool is ready and available, I'll reach out to you with a big reveal. And in reality, it's going to be a few months before I actually get to that position, but it's going to be pretty slick and I think you'll all enjoy it for sure. So to conclude, I've got lots of videos all lined up for you guys, from vlogs to informational EV content. If there's something that you want me to cover, do let me know in the comments below. If it's a good suggestion, it may take me a few weeks to get there, but I will get there. I'm not a new buyer into EVs anymore, so at times it can be really hard to foresee potential issues preventing ownership. So anything that can help you or others, I can do a video around, just to be a big help to you or your friend. I've also got a real good analysis coming up on the time that I had with that Model S P90D, particularly if you're on the fence on whether to pick up a used Model S or a new Model Y. And yeah, I think that's going to be it for me this week. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video, share with your friends and family. I really enjoy doing these Tesla vlogs, as you guys know, and any support that you guys give me is always hugely welcomed. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.